What is the most powerful trait we have? You need power, speed. Let your imagination do the rest.
Dr. Steelhammer, Vladimir Klitschko, and Dr. Iron Fist, Vitaly Klitschko, Shannon the Cannon Brigg, and Butterbean, Cruiserweight King Jai Opataya.
Boxing King Media, Adam Smith, straight off the commentary, straight into action. I've just got to ask you, Adam, how did you call that fight? A shocking knockout at the end, but what was happening in the lead up to that knockout?
Well, I thought Johnny Fisher at times was boxing well behind his jab, but he wasn't making a dent in Dave Allen. And I think, all Dave's experience and maybe the fitness and the fact that he really dedicated himself to this camp and the obvious strength and the know-how, he just sort of started to inch closer, cut the corners, and find the gaps. And Johnny just didn't have that impact. He couldn't hurt Dave, and I think that was the problem. Unbelievable it happened in the fifth round. I mean, same sort of story as Riyadh. Johnny had a good start and then back came Dave, but obviously this was far more dramatic and astonishing end really. And it's a difficult one because I'm so happy for Dave Allen. I think it's a brilliant Cinderella story for somebody who's stuck with it. It's an example of perseverance, dedication, heart, resilience, and I love Dave. I spent a lot of time with him around the scene lately. I've commentated with him. I've seen the fighters he's brought through. I'll be working sort of alongside him in Doncaster next week. So I've got masses of respect for Dave, and I think it's brilliant he had his night. But similarly, Johnny Fisher's a great guy. He's done so well with this story and the tickets and the Copper Bosch and all of that, and a phenomenal atmosphere, and he's devastated and he feels he's let everyone down. He hasn't at all. It's experience, and he can come again. He wants to win an English title, maybe a British title, and he'll still keep going. And I think it was that seasoning of Dave, and ultimately that's what won him the day. But yeah, brilliant night for Dave, and at the same time it's a sad one for Johnny, but that's boxing.
Did you speak to Johnny?
I did speak to Johnny.
What's he saying?
He was just absolutely devastated for his friends and family. He just feels he's let people down. And I just said to him, you haven't let anyone down. I said, you got in the ring, you did your best, you were winning rounds, and you just got, you got beaten by experience really. And that's what Mark and Jimmy were saying in there. And ultimately he'll come again. He'll dust himself down, he'll lick his wounds, and he'll come again. But he's devastated more for his people, I think, and he's such a great guy, Johnny, and it's been a wonderful ride to this point, and who knows what happens next. He's only 26, he's got time, and if he really wants to do it, I'm sure he can come back and win a domestic title. He's got a lot of bottle, Johnny Fisher, and he won't want to go out like that. He'll definitely dust himself down and come again, but he'll need a bit of a rest. And whether the rematch was the right idea to go straight into it, maybe he should have had another one first. But that's the man. Johnny wanted the rematch. He wants to entertain the British public, and we all know how bright he is. 3 A stars and a 2-1 in history at Exeter. We know what he's all about, and he'll be feeling very down for a few days, but he shouldn't do that at all. He should be proud of what he's achieved tonight, selling this place out, and he lost to a guy that had his night, had his big night.
Next move, what do you think is the ideal fight for Dave Allen next?
That's a good question. Derek Chisora was hanging around. David Adelaide was there.
Derek said, "Don't insult me."
Yeah, well, Derek wants, he wants either AJ or Dubois, or who knows, maybe another dance with Usyk. He's looking at that one big fight, isn't he? But so yeah, maybe that's not the way Derek wants to look at it. But for Dave, it could be any one of a number. The winner of David Adelaide and TKV, maybe, if that fight happens. And I mean, Dave's just announced himself back in certainly the domestic mix, and he knows what he is, Dave Allen. He knows where he is, and I think he really wants a homecoming in Doncaster or Sheffield. We're in Doncaster next week for the huge GBM show. He's got Joe Hayden and Stevie Levy on it, and he'll want to do something for the Doncaster people, and he deserves that. And I think everybody would love to see him. Maybe he could even fight in the Sheffield Arena, not just the Doncaster Dome. It would be brilliant to see, and I don't think it really matters who he fights. I think Dave will always give us value for money, win or lose, and he'll always be honest about how he performs. But I think what the difference is, and what Jamie Moore said to me is that he believes in himself. He's mentally and physically in a great place, and Dave Allen in that sort of place is a handful for anyone.
Indeed. Adam Smith, thank you as always. It's been a long night. Thank you. Have a safe journey home.
Pleasure. See you next week.
What is the most powerful trait we have? You need power, speed. Let your imagination do the rest.